Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super happy to have you here for round one of my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you and sponsored by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafton, and Lightspeed Studios. And we have four, yes, count them up, 4 rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy coming your way today. First and foremost, for those of you who aren't quite acquainted as to who I am, I'm RedEyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you that daily dosage of butt-kickery, tomfoolery, and all-around shenaniganism. And we do have a stacked lobby for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We got NHyper Esports. We got YKG, Skills of Mine, Puppeteer, Execute, Mezexis, the Golden Eagles. We got Your Executioner, Deuce's Family, KG Esports, After Freedom, Anime #1, Evolution Gaming, Third Eye, Zero Remorse, Excuse, Team Aces, Wanted Vigilantes, and Brave. So I'm expecting nothing but action right off the bat. And we are kicking things off with, as we noted, an Erangel match. Now, what do we need to say about a map like Erangel? Essentially, it's the off-bred love child of Sanhok and Miramar, because it really is the perfect middle ground between those two extremes, which leaves it fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we end up getting. And here we see it. It's actually pretty opportunistic here for the participants. It's not by any means perfectly centralized, but it's going to leave a lot of early game drop options, such as Yasnaya, Rosshawk, School, Georgia Pole, North and South, Pachinki, Milta Power, etc. And already we can see we're getting quite a few early jumpers. We got members of Skills of Mine jumping southbound alongside Golden Eagles as well as YKG. So that's something to keep an eye on. And we're going to go ahead and get right on into the thick of it here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're just now tuning in, this is round one. Yes, I think what we'll do to start things off is just catch eyes on the likes of... Actually, you know what? YKG is going to be going a little bit more westbound. So we're going to go tune in to, I guess, the boys in Brave. They're awfully close to Third Eye, just a little bit southbound. Now, if this is going to lead to an altercation, it could, but it could also be one of those sort of standoffs. Oop, I withdraw my previous statement. Caster curses are all too real, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go check this out. We got a member of Skills of Mine already going to work here. Looks like they already got a takedown. We see Wasted trying to get to a position where he can get some decent loot here. He has nothing to defend himself with, nothing to protect, no armor, no guns, and just need some resources. Oh, but already Poppy from GYE having a tough go of it, and it could be potentially because of this North George conflict. Oh, actually, no. It's going to be further down south. Yeah, we have the crew and Your Executioner. It looks like they may have even gotten a takedown just then. It's Thoughty, Hog, and No Mercy. Poppy has been eliminated. I withdraw my previous statement. It did not work out in favor of them. It was actually against. They have already lost a member. However, Skills of Mine also losing a member. Trixie Boy being taken out quite early on. Bloodprint to follow as well. So in just the first brief minutes, Skills of Mine went from a full 4-piece being reduced down to one final member, and that's Wasted, and all in less than 2 minutes. That is unfortunate for them, especially, you know, for the first game of the day. You don't want to lose morale this early on. We're going to go ahead and tune in to members of Evolution Gaming, because currently they're somewhat sandwiched here in between members of Mezexis and Zero Remorse. Now, currently, Kenny and the gang just trying to get a little bit looted up. We see No Soyo actually a little bit closer here. Now, the crew and Execute going to be comprised of Casper, Sixless, Fate, and Trick. Now, this is a heavy-hitting team of just all-stars. Super happy to have Sixless back in the PUBG Mobile scene, man. This guy, oh, we needed him. For numerous reasons. I kind of consider Sixless to be like the wild card of PUBG Mobile. Like, he does not really... He's unapologetically Sixless, is what I'll say. He's got the skill, he's got the personality, but he does not conform to fit anyone's standards. And for someone who has to literally get as formal speaking as I do during these events, that's something I admire. All right, well, Third Eye here. Not far in proximity from Zero Remorse, but we also see members of KG going off in the distance. So I think... Oh, what a takedown by Joss and Peaceful. Nicely done. But yeah, we are going to catch eyes just briefly on KG here for just a brief moment. I do believe... Oh. Well, that was a nice takedown by Peaceful as well, getting Zuko out of the equation. But KG has been reduced down to 3 members now. They've lost D2E fairly early on here, as we just noted. Neo perched on the rooftop, trying to get a line of sight on the opposition and Deuce's family. Not like to get any damage in there with a Mosin. We got 5911 bot here, just looting with that Honey Badger in hand. Not really any immediate threats here. So I do think I'm a little hesitant to just go right over, but while we have this brief moment, oh, never mind. We're going to catch eyes on Koi of NHyper. He is literally sandwiched in between members of Team Aces. I do apologize for the render, ladies and gentlemen. It's just part of PUBG, as we all know. But yeah, Koi getting uncomfortably close to Team Aces. Now, NHyper's Koi has a reputation that precedes him. He's known for his skill, but when you're in this situation where you're outnumbered and surrounded, it's not the ideal positioning by any means. But we're going to just briefly catch eyes elsewhere on the other final remaining member of Skills of Mind here. Yeah, he is just going to be perched over at the Mill to Power area. No real immediate concerns there. So, what else is happening on the playing field? A little bit of downtime. But, as you can note, members of Execute getting closer and closer to Evolution Gaming. Oh, thank you, Z4M. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we have a brief moment of downtime, I am going to go over the format as it currently stands. Keep in mind, this format is now the updated graphic to reflect it as it currently stands, so it's going to be a bit more accurate. So we have 20 teams competing in our qualifiers, and of those 20 teams, 4 teams from each qualifier advance. We did 3 rounds of qualifiers for 12 qualified teams total, plus 8 invited Tier 1 professional teams, where they're all going to duke it out right here and now over 4 matches for that $450 prize pool, ladies and gentlemen. That is a $400 first place winner-take-all, basically, with a $50 top frag prize included. All right, so down in the Your Executioner realm, we've got No Mercy, Hog, and Thoughty just trying to escape the clutches of members of Puppeteer, getting closer and closer to the Georgia Pole crates, potentially even going to reroute themselves towards North George. Whether or not that's going to be beneficial is yet to be seen, especially considering Puppeteer maybe even trying to cut them off at the other bridge. But while we do have that moment, I do want to say here, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we are going to be giving away 10 600UC codes over the course of this stream. Now, that is going to require me to be on my game here, and I am not in the habit of it. So I got my staff in here ready to remind me at a moment's notice here. But while I am thinking about it, while we do have a brief moment and not a whole lot going on in the playing field, I think we're going to go ahead. Let's see, is this? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. So, for the very first UC code, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be CJPQZDRZGQA. Now, you can redeem that at the link that is pinned to the top of the YouTube chat feed. If you are watching on another platform other than YouTube, be very well aware the second half of this event will not be streamed on anything other than YouTube. So, if you would like to tune in, it's youtube.com/@RedEyes_official, exclamation point YT, exclamation point links, exclamation point YouTube in the Twitch chat. All right, what else should we be tuning into at the moment? Not a lot happening here. It's a bit of a slow play. Now, moments of downtime are, to be expected on large maps, and large maps are going to be 3 out of the 4 that we're working with today, ladies and gentlemen. So you can absolutely expect that we have ourselves a couple moments of downtime, pockets of silence, and in between us. But as we know to be the nature of PUBG Mobile, a more passive early game is only going to mean a more action-packed and climactic mid or end game. So it's going to be worth the trade if you ask me. The boys in Your Executioner could be in a bit of a conundrum here, just in the potential that Execute catches wind of them. Now, Thoughty not trying to bring a lot of attention to himself or to his team, but it might already be too late. However, if you'll notice, there's a member of Puppeteer, this is Rise, desperately trying to escape members of Execute. He is literally swimming in a pool of enemies surrounded by a spread out Execute, and the bullets are raining down. The vehicle is smoking, and now he is driving a ticking time bomb, so to speak. We got anime number 1 losing a member off in the distance. Let's go check in on it just to be aware of what's happening. All the while, KG getting a takedown also. And you know what? We got so much action on the board. We're going to tune into the final hope here for Excuse, which is MSK here. He is right across the street from anime number 1. He does have 1 knock, but as you can see, Christian, a teammate of AN1 here, enshrouding his fallen brethren in a cloud of smoke and going for a risky revive, all the while MSK putting the shots and bullets outwards. If he's got some utilities, and as we can see, he definitely does, he could make a lot happen here. He's going to go drive him over. He's going to see if he can make him like bowling pins. No! But what a beautiful takedown with the M4. Quick work. It's not over yet, though. Can he heal up in time? He does get the heal. MSK's hesitation could have been his downfall right here. Oh, man. And they are just trading shot for shot here. MSK dealing out a little bit more damage, but then the surprise angle from the side. No! Oh, my God. Wow. Talk about a moment's hesitation costing you and everything. A moment wasted is what I will title that clip. That's going on social media for sure. Well, still a little bit of a spread, but we can see members of Evolution Gaming quite spread out as potentially. I might be wrong. No, I am not. We got Kenny here a ways away from Nosoyo and desperately trying to escape the grip of Zero Remorse as he gets inside his little sports car, driving that thing across the hills. He is trying to escape to a position of security, but will Zero Remorse be giving chase? Doesn't look to be the case. All right. Well, this zone has shifted. It is going to be a northbound oriented zone with a good portion of it being occupied by water. Now that is going to be very implicational, ladies and gentlemen, because as we know to be the nature of PUBG, when water takes up a further area, I mean, that just means less and less real estate for our participants to choose from. So we are going to be due for some heavy action. It's going to be all-out bloodbath warfare moving forward. I'm going to catch eyes on Shifen of NHyper, a man whose reputation needs no introduction. Absolute whiz kid when it comes to strategy and analysis in PUBG Mobile, and a phenomenal player as well. But I did have high hopes of them running into YKG there for just a brief moment. It doesn't look to be the case. They're actually going to be going southbound while while Puppeteer and that's not Puppeteer, that's YKG heading northbound. Now, however, YKG, speaking of the topic here, in a bit of a standoff, they're not far off from Skills of Mine. We got Wasted, the final hope for the team right here, and 777 is ready for it. Coming in, guns a-blazing, and ooh, even as a two-piece, 999, with a new, well, not new, reissued, but new attachments, Dragonfire UMP. That CQC Annihilator is unforgiving. Almost as unforgiving as a DBS asterisk for side note saying that is just an opinion. All right, well, we got members of Puppeteer firing quite a long ways across the way, and now with that knock on No Mercy, it does look like Puppeteer is going to get that kill. That'll bring them right on up to 3, and all 3 kills so far go to Rise and Rise alone. It's a heavy backpack for eliminations in his park here. But they're firing outwards at members of Execute. No real damage outwards yet. But as we move forward, it's going to be an onslaught of bullets. So, where's our next bit of blood going to come from? I'm going to check in on Zero Remorse Jade Sun. just for the sake of keeping an eye in case he runs into wanted vigilantes. And he does hear the vehicle, not trying to bring too much attention to himself, and it's understandable as to why he is a ways away from his teammates, and not really trying to bring too much attention to himself while he's already taking zone damage. Clip Warrior, that's right. Show me Destin. Destin Circle, you got it, man. Well, keep in mind, guys, that's a great point here. I will not be able to be checking chat quite as often as I would hope if I'm doing my job correctly. But by all means, you know, if you feel like your team is all here and supporting in the channel, I will absolutely take notice and be giving the viewers a little bit of priority as to who I tune into. If there are multiple altercations on the board, I'll switch to the people who you guys are in chat to see. But for the most part, that's more oriented towards qualifiers. This is where all the pro action comes, and I'll go where the blood is. So, Anders, the final wanted vigilante, driving out of the frying pan into the fire, away from YKG, and now close to NHyper, dipping away from NHyper, now reorienting towards Third Eye, all the while just taking a bullet here and a bullet there towards the vehicle, and just as he thinks he finds a place of security, Third Eye just unleashes a thunderstorm of bullets there, and now he is once again driving a time bomb. This thing is smoking, and now he is resorting to desperate times and desperate measures, finding himself sandwiched in between members of NHyper and Destin Circle here. Now, we did have a request for Destin Circle, and they are, just so happens to be, in the mix right now. So they've got 2 knocks here on members of After Freedom, with Tasty of After Freedom trying to add a little bit of pressure from the hilltop and stop his teammates from being eliminated so early on. I don't see a lot of hope for that. Oh, but it's going to be Anders coming in and getting a kill steal. That honestly has to reflect on the Destin Circle more than anything. Their hesitation to secure a thirst in hopes of baiting it for that final member of After Freedom ended up working quite against them. But we're hearing shots off in the distance. Got members of Brave driving a little bit closer to Destin Circle, and After Freedom getting even closer to that. Ooh, so it looks like the action currently is on members of PUBG Esports as they face off against Execute. We got Sixless, the man, the myth, the legend himself, coming in. Fate coming in as well. AK-47 is not going to be enough to stop you from those heavyweights. All right, now we have bullets raining towards Execute from the likes of Destin Circle, firing southbound onto Execute, but Sixless knows what he's doing. He's got this vehicle cover here. Bringing a great point up, ladies and gentlemen. When compound cover can become few and far between, especially come in-game, that is when it really comes down to knowing and utilizing your resources, be it utilities, smoke grenades, vehicles, whatever you can utilize to provide some sort of security. Cloud cover, vehicle obtrusion, anything. Well, switching over to Mezexis as they engage against the likes of Deuce's family. We got Lewis here cooking up a utility, trying to make it rain a little bit of hellfire and secure a thirst, falling a little bit far of the mark, but that does still leave Pho to deal with. Pho trying to enshroud himself in a pool of smoke. And we're hearing shots in the distance as well. Oh boy, Berlin coming and pull some risky moves. What is going on? Where are these shots coming from? Oh, he does get the run over. Pho is now the last hope for sure here. Is this AN1 firing? It is. AN1 keeping the distance pressure on Mezexis, unintentionally providing a little bit of assistance to Pho of Deuce's family. Well, that is a nice little pat on the back unintentionally at the hands of AN1. Looks like Evolution Gaming having another tough go of it, but they are still in the mix. It's been Kenny and Nosoyo for quite a while. Nosoyo just getting knocked now, but Kenny quick to go try to revive his fallen teammate. YKG and NHyper. This is what we want to see. Oh, it's 999 being taken down. It's all going to be reliant on 777. All right, we're gonna catch eyes. Wow. All right, so G-Bon 3XM4 keeping the pressure on the rotating vehicles, but not really amounting to much damage there. All right. Okay, so you know what? I have the next code prepped and ready, but we're not going to go over it just yet. Destined Circle, still in the mix. I mean, they've been a two-piece for a little bit of time now. All the while, Third Eye preparing for a three-way fight here against numerous teams. We got Golden Eagles as well as members of Brave facing off there as well. Drago of Golden Eagles now the final hope. And with very little time before this inevitable push from numerous teams, we got Brave and Third Eye in close proximity. Drago does successfully get the heal off. And now Third Eye actually a little bit preoccupied with this Brave altercation. And Chief coming in. Guns ablazing, M4 at the ready. But taking a pretty hefty amount of bullet damage there as well. Not really dealing out quite the amount of damage he was hoping for. Oh my goodness, Hax does get the thirst on Jas right there and then. An easy thirst, surprisingly catching Chief off guard. Oh, and then Chief taken down in the distance remaining is only peaceful. Oh boy, and it is absolute bloodbath warfare from this stage out, ladies and gentlemen. 14 people remain dispersed across 7 teams. Peaceful coming in. J4X once again down here, leaving Banga and Hax to deal with numerous teams. And we've got numerous fights happening here. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to just go away from something right in the middle of it, but I had to make sure we weren't missing anything too extreme there. Chief trying to be revived by Peaceful as we speak, but the nades coming down and adding little bits of damage more and more. Banga still right at the mix. NHyper having another takedown, I believe. And, oop, that is that. Destined Circle with the finish there on YKG. All right, Chiefin securing a little bit of 4 walls of cover here. Going to try to get a revive on his fallen teammate. But as we have seen time and time again, those little shacks can often lead to a false sense of security. Those 4 walls of quote-unquote comfort are more realistically just lining you up like fish in a barrel, because one nade is all that separates you from life and death in there. 7 people across 4 teams, ladies and gentlemen, for the remainder of round 1. Let's get it on. Oh, we got FSS taking a pretty hefty load of damage. Chiefin and FS both reduced down to about 50% of health, and this is going to be problematic as this increased damage, increased speeded zone comes in. Time is of the essence, and FS is taken down by vehicle explosion. Talk about a rough time for that. So, well, it's going to rely on the man, the myth, the legend, NHyper's very own Chiefin up against Destined Circle, Brian, and Nike. Or is it Nike or Nico? Tell you what, we'll get both angles here. It's a battle of utilities, ladies and gentlemen. Trading nades. Oh, it does hit on Fryan, doing some significant damage, but Sheepin taking a lot from that as well. Taking down now below half health. Oh, man. It is picking up here. As he cooks up yet another, he only has one nade left to speak of and completely out of meds at this stage. No first aids, no med kits, just 2 boosts. Thus proving what I just said entirely incorrect. All right. It's Nico versus Sheepin. Nike versus Sheepin. A 1v1, a fair fight to end round 1 of 4. All right. Look at that. 10 eliminations for NHyper already on the board. Even with, if they don't get the chicken dinner here, it's going to be okay. I mean, honestly, with an elimination count that high and a silver medal second place finish versus... Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give Destined Circle some credit as well. They have 9 eliminations. So Nike with 9 kills on his team, Sheepin with 10 kills on his team. Both of Destined Circle and NHyper going to be in a very good position after round 1, moving forward to the remainder of this event. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, anyone can register for these events. It's now the 28th month, the 28th season, however you want to call it, of the Dead in Month tournament. And we will be kicking off Dead in June next month. Anyone can register at discord.gg/RedEyes. Registration will likely open about a week into June. All right, well, it's a battle of patience between these two teams, and I was speaking earlier about the importance of utilities come in-game. Well, if you didn't believe in it then, I bet you do now, because these smokes are the only thing keeping Sheepin alive in an open field, and through the smoke, just annihilating them. Wow. Golly. When you're a pro, you're a pro. That's all I can say. That comes down to practice, experience, and confidence. That's just what you kind of grow to expect from a team like NHyper. Yeah, that is clipped and definitely going to get some social media loving. But while I am thinking about it for this brief moment here, I don't want to forget. So, we do have some more UC codes to be given out. I do believe I may have just... Yes, I did. Pasted it in the wrong area. Love that. So, last moment here. Okay. So, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. UC code number 2. Hey. Yeah, I was just saying that. Sorry, guys. That actually is incorrect right there. I got to delete this old source. Here it is. The code as it stands. Everyone ready? Here we go. The code is CJPQZDVZBCQ, ladies and gentlemen. Redeem that at the link pinned to the top of the YouTube chat for 600 UC. All right. NHyper putting up a phenomenal performance, 11 kills between 3 of their players, and a chicken dinner finish. Destined Circle, 9 kills between 2 of their players. Third Eye going to be grabbing that 3rd place bronze medal with 7. 5 of those kills going to Peaceful. We got Mezexis securing 4th place with 3. Brave coming in 5th with 5. Let's see here. Let me get this code off of the screen. All right. We got YKG in 6th place with 6 kills, 4 of which go to 777. Golden Eagles taking 7th with 5 kills, 4 of which go to Drago. 8th place, Ooh, boy. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. As bad as that is, eighth place going to A&1 with 6 kills. We got one of Vigilantes taking ninth place with 2 kills, both of which came from Anders. Execute in 10th with 6. We got members of DEU coming in 11th. That's going to be with 3 kills. Evolution Gaming in 12th with 2, both of which are from Kenny. We got After Freedom taking 13th with 1 kill from Tasty. Your Executioner in 14th, but with 0 kills to speak of. Zero Remorse securing 15th, and that's going to be with 1 kill from Jade Sun. 16th belongs to Puppeteer with 3 kills, all of which came from Rise. We got KG Esports in 17th with 1 kill from Neo. Skills of Mine in 18th with 0. Team Aces in 19th with 0 with 1 kill from PX18. And lastly, 20th in last place goes to Excuse with 2 kills from MSK. Well, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's just 1 round down, but we still have 3 more rounds ahead of us. That's right, 3 more rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy awaiting us. Now, we've seen our participants on the very, very first map ever of Erangel, but that is the first map that was ever introduced to PUBG Mobile. So it's the map that our participants should be most acquainted with and most comfortable, most energized, most rehearsed on. But I'm curious about what's going to happen when we take things to that wide, dried open, arid, sandy desert. I am, of course, speaking about Miramar as we return in just a few short moments for round 2 of my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafton, and Lightspeed Studios. Stick around. We'll be back soon. To round 2 of my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May tournament finals, brought to you by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafton, and Lightspeed Studios. And we're kicking off round 2, as you guessed it, that dry, arid desert of Miramar. Now, what do we need to say about a map like Miramar? Well, essentially, it's going to be our largest map in the game. Now, technically, Erangel is also an 8x8, but that includes Erangel's vast bodies of water. So realistically, this is going to be the largest map that we've got, meaning that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is just going to be a bit slimmer. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's also the most open map that we have in the game, meaning that the odds of you being sniped from 300 meters away is just exponentially higher than it is on any other map. So you need to be alert of not just your immediate surroundings, but your distant surroundings as well. And the third and final thing I want to say is that this map is so large that it finds itself almost entirely reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we actually end up getting. And with that being said, we see our participants blessed here with an almost perfectly central flight path cutting right through the middle of Miramar. Well, not quite right through the middle, but pretty centralized, leaving a ton of cities and drop spots available to the participants early game. What does that mean for us, the viewer? It means that we might be due for a bit of a slower early start to the match, but You know what I always say, as it was the case in round one, a more passive early game is always going to translate to a more action-packed and climactic mid or in-game, so it's going to be worth the trade if you ask me. So, right away, though, we are seeing a cluster forming here towards the Cruz de Valle area. It's going to be Brave, Zero Remorse, DEU, Puppeteer, and Team Aces. All the while, passing over Junkyard, we got Excuse and Third Eye, potentially going to be contesting for the El Azahar area. Further southbound, we can also see members of... Let me get myself off the screen here so you guys can actually see. We see members of... Okay, it's going to be the Golden Eagles and Skills of Mine. Now, that is just going to be what I tune into to start things off with. Catch eyes on some of these pro players here. But a little bit more space between them than we initially thought, as kind of is the nature of Miramar. It just, everyone looks close when you're looking at the map zoomed out. But once you get a little bit closer zoomed in, you see that very often there is a little bit of space in between the two teams. So, while we have just a brief moment, I am going to once again go over this new format graphic as it currently stands. So, in this event, we run 3 qualifiers. And in the qualifiers, 20 teams competed. Of that, 4 teams advanced from each qualifier. We ran 3 of them, as I said, so 12 qualified teams, plus 6 to 8 invited Tier 1 professional teams every month, where they duke it out right here for that $450 prize pool, ladies and gentlemen. That is a $400 first place prize and a $50 top frag reward. So... where's the blood going to be? We're going to catch eyes on Puppeteer just for a moment. Oh, actually, no. We're going to go check in on DEU. It's going to be Andy's. Very, very close in proximity to a member of Brave. All the while, YKG, there's 24K going after Mezexis. Let's catch eyes. Looks like he is going to be securing the first kill for the team and the first kill on the board for match 2. All right, well, little bits of downtime. But, even further down south, we see anime number 1 at the Los Leones area, potentially focusing in southbound on the Golden Eagles. And if so, they could be in a vulnerable position, as they are being surrounded in a 3-1 split by Skills of Mind. All right, okay. I think I'm going to go tune in to... members of Aces here, just because they are very much the deli meat sandwich in this peanut butter and trouble Subway sub, so to speak. As you can see, on one side, they've got to worry about Puppeteer, and on the other side, members of Team Brave, but GoTo with a takedown on Banga results in an immediate thirst to follow. But thrown out of the frying pan and potentially into the fire, as he's probably going to find himself at a low ground disadvantage to a member of... Caster Cursed. I was going to say a member of Brave, and it's actually Brave, the player. However, he is taken out by Ace's teammates in a beautiful 2-1 split. We can see Hacks of Team Brave, the final hope now for the team already, before Stage 1 even ends, reduced down to a final hope. You can be brave, but bravery is only going to take you so far. All right, Aces having at it, and as I said at Caster Curse, bravery is over. Chivalry is dead, my man. So, where's the next bit of blood going to come from? We're going to go check it out. YKG, and quite close proximity to members of Mezexis. 24K perched on the mountaintop, utilizing that high ground for overwatch and cover fire, and scouting position to his teammates. We got 999 bowing out of the situation. Both of his teammates are a little ways out. All of his teammates, I should say, are a little ways out. Makes sense. All right, well, the Eagles have landed here, and down into Los Leones, the Eagles have landed, and they are facing off against anime number 1. They have 1 kill to their name, belonging to the likes of Drago. But it does seem like the Eagles might be playing a little bit of a slower angle here, and that's completely understandable. Keep in mind, though, ladies and gentlemen, the scoring structure of the Dead in May tournament is reflective of the new PMPL scoring structure, which means, well, it has a lot of implications and impacts on the nature of PUBG Mobile Esports, but essentially eliminations are going to be placing a higher emphasis overall than previously. And consequently, placement points are going to be given less weight, less emphasis, which means that ideally moving forward into the future of PUBG Mobile Esports, we might see a decrease in the number of heal strats we see used. Ideally. Now, anyone who knows anything about a RedEyes event knows that these zones are boosted speeds, boosted damage, boosted closing times. So do not try the heal strat in my event. That's my freebie to the viewers who have teammates in this. All right, well, DEU, this is going to be members of the Deuces family with an Overwatch angle on Jadeson of Zero Remorse. Now, Jadeson, pretty vulnerable here. One nade separating him from life and death. Trying to give himself what little bits of utility cover he can, and trying to drive back down to reunite with his teammate Menace, but I don't know if a retreat is going to be doable at this stage. However, no time to waste. We got so many things on the board here. Despite what I said at the beginning of the match about those moments of downtime, we haven't seemed to have one yet, just coincidentally. Deuces does get the takedown on Menace right there and then. All the while, we've got Caleb and Jadeson trying to assist their fallen teammate, firing out at Ben 10. Ben 10 reduced down to just below half health, while Andy's fires away from full health. Now, this is interesting to note what Team Deuces is doing. It's going to be a 2-1 split, or even a... Yeah, it's a 2-1 split on Zero Remorse. This is a real opportunity for them to implement what I like to call the BOA method. It's a term I have coined myself here, essentially for... Oh, I withdraw that statement. Aces has got Andy's number pinned. And boy, that candle was blown out quick. All right, well, off in the distance, Puppeteer doing work on more of Team Deuces here. And that is Zooey being eliminated by Rise right then and there. So where's the next bit of blood going to be? Oh my goodness, Zero Remorse stuck in between a rock and a hard place. But Jadeson able to take Ben 10 right on out of the equation. Still quite sandwiched in between Puppeteer and Team Aces, though. Let's catch it from Ace's perspective in this distance battle against Zero Remorse. Ah, there we see Excuse going off in the distance. Let's catch eyes on members of Team Excuse for just a moment. Coming in for a nice third party. It looks like they have secured a knock on Gina, and MSK firing outwards optimistically with that M4, trying to secure either a thirst or a kill steal. All right. So, I'm going to switch to his teammate, actually. They're all a little bit closer here in the mix. Kai at the forefront, cooking up a nade, aimed outwards at Smoke and Rise. Close, but no cigar. All literally there. Oh! 4x P4, trying to finish off Reckless. Puppeteer. Reckless, ooh, sorry about that. Reckless actually doing pretty decent here in terms of survivability here. He does get reduced down to half health at the very end, as I say it, due to the caster curse, but he's going to be hanging in there. Let's see. Have a look-see at the playing field. Yeah, we got a lot of things happening here all at once. So we're going to go down south, where members of Evolution Gaming are having at it with Skills of Mind and Golden Eagles. We'll get it from Skills of Mind's perspective here. Reduced down to Chill and Trixie Boy. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as is that time, we are going to be doing what we do here. It's going to be UC code giveaway number 3. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. It's going to be CJPQZDTZTCB. That's redeemable at the link pinned to the top of the YouTube chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm noticing, however, that that pin, for some reason, was expired. So, the code is good, but you have to have the link. So I'm going to make sure that gets up before you guys see this. Redeem codes at link. All right, it is pinned. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is UC code giveaway number 3. Now, where should we be tuning into? Here, we got it. Puppeteer preparing to face off against a full team of Execute members. We got Trick, Sixless, Casper, and Fate ready and waiting. Fate readily equipped with that Mini 14 AK-47 combo, and Smoke and Reckless have pulled up to the party. I don't believe that they have any clue of Fate's location here, so this could be a real opportunity to utilize that element of surprise. All right, well, Fate not going to be wasting much time driving, I was going to say out to safety, but no, he's driving out for the smoke. He's got blood on his mind, chicken dinner on the tip of his tongue, and he wants more. Let's see what he's got. He's cooking up a utility. Going to make it rain hellfire on Rise, and it looks good. Oh, it does not do any damage to him. However, a nade thrown in retaliation actually does chip away at his health a little bit. All the while, Sixless trying to creep around for a second angle, potentially. And it looks like Trick going to be falling back as he's reduced towards half health. Fate repositioning for an angle of high ground. And yep, Trick and Sixless coming in. Sixless readily equipped. Scar L Mini 14. And boy, they got a knock on the Puppeteers. Oh, Trick taken out in a third-party attack by Destined Circle. Well, you know, they weren't the winners of round 1, but the second place holders of round 1. Now, with all those points on the board for them, getting a third-party kill on a Tier 1 team is just icing on the cake, so to speak. But look here, Fryan coming around the side and actively approaching members of Execute. Oh boy, getting uncomfortably close to trouble here. But oh boy, Skills of Mine having a rough go of it in the distance. But, oh, Sixless trying to escape on the vehicle, gets shot right out and quickly eliminated, leaving everything reliant upon Fate and a friendly ghost that goes by the name of Casper. Skills of Mine, Trixie Boy, taken out of the equation right there and then, and that is going to be it for Skills of Mine for round 2. Now look here, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like a Fishy of Wanted Vigilantes is a fish out of water or a fish swimming in a pool of trouble in the shape of KG Esports, firing as they literally drive away from him and trying to get their attention almost. All the while, his teammates Onder, Poppy Sour, and Illusion taking that little distraction he was able to provide and capitalizing as Onders secures that and gets the first kill for himself and for one of Vigilantes. All right. Tell you what, on the alt camera, we are going to catch a brief glance at the perspective of NHyper. We got FS first with some high ground, very close by members of Third Eye. And that's a nice finish on D2E there by Onders for a second kill. So, where to tune into? Okay, obviously we got to go check in on the Mezexis crew. Mezexis in a bit of a conundrum here as Z Latan has been taken out, leaving everything reliant on Berlin, Azri, and Lewis. However, with Azri knocked, it's going to be a 2v3 or a 2v4 scenario here. I withdraw that. It's a 2v2. And Golden Eagles working on one of Vigilantes as Drago takes out the illusion. Mezexis trying to secure some very, very, very needed revives. All the while, the trouble is here. Lewis getting the surprise off angle, but still taken down ultimately, leaving Azri as the final hope for Mezexis. And he has taken a huge load of damage as well. With no first aids or med kits, it is a bit of a troubled situation. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, as the map actually goes to suggest, we got members of YKG just above him. Looks like Execute trying to secure a third-party kill steal as well, with Fate doing so successfully, eliminating Berlin from the equation, and an easy kill for himself and the first kill for Execute. Anime number 1 having a rough time right now. Looks like the player AN1 and Christian are all that remains. June 9th and Zengu have been eliminated. It looks like one of them was just thirsted. As Christian and AN1 try to secure some high ground for Overwatch, the inevitable threat looming forward is YKG. And here comes 999 at the ready, 777 close by. Oh my goodness. Christian knows that they know. He knows they know. And down he goes. AN1 is out. Anime number 1 is eliminated there in round 2. But look, we still have another member of Mezexis. That's Azri. Azri and Luis. Azri really in trouble here. Luis trying to bring some assistance, but very low on health himself. So ultimately, probably leaning more towards a vulnerable situation for him. Well, NHyper getting some takedowns in the distance. Let's have a look-see. And it's all-out bloodbath warfare from here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a tiny zone with literally 41 people in it. All right, here we go. After Freedom getting a finish right there and then on What If Vigilantes. No time to waste. We got NHyper facing off again, this time against the likes of the Golden Eagles. Oh, but After Freedom could be coming in for a potential third-party off angle. Looks like Third Eye having a tough go of it off in the distance, getting a takedown on Chief, leaving it up to Jazz, Peaceful, and J-Dom. And they're kind of in a 2-2 split, dealing with different teams. Half of them dealing with the likes of Puppeteer, and half with Evolution Gaming. They are the deli meat in that peanut butter and trouble sandwich. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, if you are watching on any other platform than my YouTube, the entirety of this tournament, the remainder of this tournament, the entire second half is going to be streamed exclusively on YouTube, and I really mean it this time, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not already watching on the YouTube, please, please, please hop on over. That's !YouTube in the chat. !YT, !links. They'll bring you right over there. That is where the stats are going to be collected. So it would mean the world to me if you could. And also, please, 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 ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to like and subscribe. I run this event, $450 tournament, every single month now, 28 months running, making it the second longest non-affiliated PUBG Mobile tournament in North America, and I am damn proud of it too. Okay, YKG! And your Executioner? No, and Destined Circle versus Golden Eagles. Oh my goodness, YKG with a great gatekeep opportunity on your Executioner, but being shot at themselves by members of Third Eye. After Freedom dealing with NHyper as well. NHyper in a much slower play this game, but look at Boy go. That onslaught of bullets raining uphill, and even with the low ground disadvantage, they go from 2 kills up to 6 in a matter of seconds. That's NHyper for you. Well, no time to waste still. We've got Aces having at it in the distance with Golden Eagles, and maybe even a little bit of a love triangle with Destined Circle, and just like that, Aces are out. And now we got Destined Circle versus Golden Eagles here, and Destin actually has a really good opportunity with this 2-1 split. All the while, members of NHyper just laying low and letting the numbers dwindle as they secure more placement. Drago, just a sliver of his body showing, but that was all that Destined Circle needed to capitalize. However, revenge dished out as Warlock is taken down in retaliation. Currently, all 4 kills belonging to Fryan. And he's got a utility to add on to it, trying to get some more easy takedowns. Speaking of easy takedowns, we got YKG off in the distance. It's 24K with a monster utility of his own, and Fryan does get the nade. All right, 24K falling back. Wow, 999 and 777. Keep the pressure here on your Executioner. And just like that, your Executioner is almost entirely executed, with exception to Poppy. And you guys ever heard of a caster curse? Because I'm going to tell you what it is right now. That was fun. All right. Oh, boy. The pressure is on. All right. Where's our next bit of blood going to be from? We got Puppeteer up in the mix with members of Third Eye. Man, and it is just onslaught, bloodbath warfare, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, nothing separating these participants from life and death here. And here we go, Reckless, playing it a little too reckless, all things considered. Even though holding down a position, he was just waiting for YKG to come in for a finish. All right, let's catch over to the remainder of YKG in this standoff with Third Eye. Standoff is a bit of an exaggeration. These teams are having at each other's throats. 4X Scar L from 777 firing outwards. They have numerous knocks, and now we're down to our final 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. It all comes down to this for match 2. And look at this. Look at this spread. It's a 3v2v1. Destined Circle, YKG, and Third Eye. Let's get it. Ooh, the nade almost wrecking into Fryan. Somehow he does not take a lick of damage. Nike, however, reduced down to half health. And with some support from Fryan, going to be enshrouded in a cloud of smoke as he tries to heal. Now look at 24K way up on the hilltop, ladies and gentlemen. This is a beautiful play by YKG. It's actually a 3 people for YKG with 24K overwatching and providing a little bit of feedback location scouting for his team. And it looks like it's going to be a rotation. Oh boy. A lot of pressure here on Nike. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Any way you look at it, that's got to be game over, ladies and gentlemen. Young Kings, YKG, why? I don't know, because they OP. They're going to be taking that gold medal first place finish. They got chicken on the tip of their tongue and are enjoying a healthy plate of it with 13 kills. Now, somebody likes the taste of silver in second. Destined Circle, another second place finish, this time with 9 kills, 8 of those 9 going to Fryan. That is a very, very heavy backpack. But ladies and gentlemen, while I am thinking about it, we're going to go ahead and do this UC code giveaway number 4. Are you ready? Let's do it. The third code, CJPQZDUZGEW. Redeem that at the code that is pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching on YouTube, keep in mind, after this match, which is, basically now, once I switch over to Intermission, we're going to turn off all other platforms. The remainder of this event, the entire second half, is going to be YouTube only, and that's going to be the only place where you'll be able to locate these codes. All right. Well, Third Eye going to be taking third place. How ironic. They'll be taking that with 9 kills as well. We got Puppeteer in fourth with 8 kills between Rise and Reckless. NHyper taking a 5th place finish this time around with 6 kills. Your Executioner in 6th place, but with a big old onion. 0 kills to speak of. We got Golden Eagles in 7th this time around with 5. Oh my gosh, I keep doing that. All right, well, 8th place belongs to Team Aces with 7. We got KG Esports in 9th with 0. After Freedom taking 10th with 3. Mezexis in 11th with 2. Evolution Gaming securing 12th place with 3 kills between Kinney and No Soyo. Execute in 13th with 1 kill from Fate. 14th belongs to Excuse with 2 kills from Rosh. Wanted Vigilantes securing 15th and doing so with 2 kills from Anders. 16th going to Anime number 1, but with 0 kills to speak of. Keeping up that trend, we got Brave in 17th with a big old onion as well. Zero Remorse is a little bit remorseful as they take 18th place with only 2 kills. Skills of Mine in 19th with 0, and Deuces in 20th with 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have got 2 matches down. We are halfway through this event. We've seen our participants on the very first match ever of Erangel. Then we saw them on that wide open arid desert of Miramar. But what is going to happen when we take things to that lush condensed forest/jungle? I am, of course, speaking of Sanhok as we return in just a few short moments for round 3 of my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you and sponsored by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafted, and Lightspeed Studios. Stick around. We'll be back soon. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of 4 of my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you and sponsored by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafted and Lightspeed Studios, and you already know what we're kicking off round 3 as, that lush condensed forest of Sanhok. Now, what do we need to say about a map like Sanhok? Well, essentially, it's going to be basically the exact opposite of our last match, which was Miramar, our largest map. This is going to be our smallest. Now, technically, Livik, Karakin, and the newer map, Nusa, all smaller than Sanhok, but we haven't really messed with those too much in the esports scene. So this is the smallest map we got, meaning that the odds of 2 teams landing next to each other are going to be a bit higher. But it's also the most condensed map that we have in the game. So when I say condensed, I mean most lush in vegetation. There's more natural cover to take, more grass to hide inside, and trees and boulders to hide behind. You got to be alert for a higher than average number of snakes than usual. And right away, we're seeing some potential confrontations. We got members of Anime Number 1 dropping alongside Golden Eagles, but even more interestingly, After Freedom potentially going to be dropping with YKG. And I think that's what I'm going to start things off by tuning into. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yep, we're hearing some shots in the distance. Oh, it's Drago taking out Christian of After Freedom. But look at this, 24K already equipped with an AK-47 and blood on the mind. What did we just see there? YKG just annihilating After Freedom. That's worth a clip. Rename YKG. All right. Well, we got another member of YKG. It's going to be Mr. 777 in a 1v3 altercation currently with members of KG Esports. Now, elsewhere on the board, we can also take note. We got some more action potentially in the mix. It's going to be members of NHyper off in the distance, and they could be, yep, they are going to be facing off, shooting against members of, ooh boy, that's going to be Destined Circle. And yep, Destined Circle facing a rough start to the match. As you can see, they have lost Warlock already. All right, well, we got some shots. Input outbound. 777 firing away as well. We got 24K perched on the rooftop, AK-47 in hand. 777 and 999 are by far the closest to the altercation of KG Esports. Now, just curious, going to look at the rest of the map here just for a brief moment. Yeah, it looks like elsewhere we do have a bit of a spread. So I think this is going to be what we stay tuned into, at least for now. So with a brief moment of downtime, ladies and gentlemen, ooh, Execute having a tough start as well. It looks like just like that. Was Execute just eliminated? Yes, Execute is out of the equation already. Oof. All right, a little bit of a spread still. Ironic enough to think that the slowest start that we're having in the game is on the map that's most likely for early confrontation. But 999 just patiently awaiting KG. The battle of patience. What else happening on the board? Not a whole lot. So while we have that brief moment of downtime, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to once again go over the format as it currently stands. We have 20 teams in our qualifiers, and of those 20 teams, 4 actually will advance per qualifier, for a total of 12 qualified teams to join the 6 to 8 invited Tier 1 teams at the finals, just like this, where they all duke it out for that $450 prize pool. That's a $400 first place prize and a $50 top frag reward. But wow, we have this other little moment. Let's go ahead and do the dang thing. We got another UC code up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Because here it is. It's going to be CJPQZEAZW7C. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and redeem that at the link attached to the top of the YouTube chat for your shot at that 600 UC. down goes 777. Oh, Chico annihilating 59 bot and 24K quick to finish the job. But oh my goodness, Unknown with a drop shot that does a 1v2 on YKG. If he pulls this off, oh, it's a 1v2. And 999 is out of there. YKG just got eliminated by KG Esports. Oh man, that is a tough pill to swallow. All right, well, switching over to NHyper, currently closest to members of Team Aces. All right, well, I don't want to watch a guy just kick it in a sniper tower, but here you can see NHyper with a real gatekeeping opportunity on a member of Destined Circle, but Destined Circle is not down to a solo. They still have 3 members up, so it could be a bit of a vulnerable position if the remainder, Fryan and the other teammate out here, I can't read the name, were able to come in from the east side and maybe catch NHyper unawares. But it does look like that's an opportunity for Team Aces. However, we're going to switch currently over to Skills of Mine, which at this point has been reduced down to half of their starting lineup and spread out as is. And as you can see, Bloodprint is relatively close to members of Excuse, but whether or not this is going to amount to an altercation, it does look like Bloodprint's taking some bullets. He actually gets some damage on his vehicle, and he is shot down to just below half health and potentially driving out of the frying pan into the fire. His teammate Wasted is out of the equation, and now Bloodprint is the last hope for Skills of Mine while we're still in stage 2. All right, well, we have another altercation on the board, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be NHyper versus Skills of Mine, and it looks like it's potentially already over. Oh, it was a kill steal. All right, well, Evolution Gaming having at it in the distance. Let's go catch eyes on Evolution Gaming. It's going to be team... Oh! Well, Bloodprint catching Hunter of Gunmen, one of the amazing sponsors of this event. Yeah, well, he just got thanked by Skills of Mine for his amazing contribution. Thanked via knock. 15 bullets. Thank you. Huge shout out to Hunter of Gunmen and Glacier Gaming, who fund the entirety of this prize pool out of the kindness of their hearts, asking for nothing in return. They do this for the community and to keep NA esports in PUBG Mobile a relevant topic. And I think it's the most needed thing for this region. We need more events like this. And honestly, there's only now 2 events in North America to currently give the open scrim community a chance to compete with the pros on a monthly basis. And that's this event and Aftershock Media Group's Titan Series. Titan Series is coming at you again. We'll be coming at you with the first televised one of the season tomorrow, I believe. And that's a $2,000 prize pool every month. Oh, Rise of Puppeteer is taken out in the distance. Gonna catch eyes here just to see I'm missing anything? No, I am not. Everywhere else is clear. This is the closest thing to an altercation as GoTo cooks up a utility, preparing a nade. But, ooh, nade's thrown in retaliation. We got a utility battle on our hands. And as he tries to escape, he is caught in the clutches of that vehicle and shot right out of the equation. He's out of there. Sadra of Team Aces with 2 knocks on NHyper here. This is a real opportunity for him and Ren. Ren coming in to secure those thirsts. Understandably so. Shifin and Koi are out of there. So, what else happening on the playing field? Here we have an altercation between Destined Circle. Definitely some high position holders here so far. Destined Circle was in pretty darn close proximity. Well, whatever they were in proximity to, that threat has been eliminated. And you can tell because they now have their first 2 kills on the board. Well, the last hope for Skills of Mine, Mr. Bloodprint himself, sandwiched in between members of Brave and Your Executioner. stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and he's got no mercy right here on him, and I don't think he knows. Running through an open field, just asking for it. But look at that reaction time. Quick drop shot, retaliatory bullets put outward towards no mercy, but neither player hitting any connecting damage. He's got another nade cooking up. Oh, somehow falling a little bit off the mark. And there it is, the nade on No Mercy with a retaliatory takedown by Poppy of Your Executioner. And just like that, Your Executioner claiming their first kill. But we got more shots off in the distance, and it could be a number of things. We're going to go check in on GG Bond of NHyper, the final hope for NHyper for round 3. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, NHyper has been placing pretty decent, so they really don't want to be giving up an opportunity for that prize so easily. Hence, Bond's reservations here. He's going to be laying low, ideally letting the numbers dwindle and trying to secure some placement to minimize the point deficit in this match. All right, well, MSK, alongside his teammate Rosh, in relatively close proximity here to the Golden Eagles. Just a little downhill. Now, Golden Eagles have a couple advantages here. 1 being the high ground, and 2 being the compound cover, and 3 being the number advantage. They outnumber Excuse 2-1. We got ourselves a 4v2, and that molly falling all too short, if anything, just gave Golden Eagles a heads up of Excuse's location, or at least Excuse's close proximity to them. Well, a little bit of downtime here. And as I say it, here we go. Kai, barely alive and taken out right there and then. We got MSK pushing up to the mix alongside Rosh, but Rosh is the last hope now. Just a third party from hell from the Golden Eagles as Quinnipu wrecks into him across the way. So, what else? What else? What else? Currently, not a whole lot happening on the remainder of the playing field. We see the new zone shift right before our eyes, and it's going to be favoring the Golden Eagles and Team Brave. Not going to be too disadvantageous for Your Executioner, who's actually pulling a sneaky little water snake tactic and swimming north into zone. But they could have the likely threat of Jadon from Third Eye to worry about. NHP, the final hope, GG Bond, could also have to worry about Deuces, and it does look like a member of Your Executioner has just been executed. Pun very much intended. So let's catch eyes and see what's happening here. Well, that's Thoughty being wrecked into in the water, and that's going to leave No Mercy as the final hope for the team. Thoughty is out of the equation just like that. Now, Destined Circle being focused on from an amazing gatekeep opportunity from Team Deuces, and it does work. They get Nike right on out. Luckily, Fryan able to get a little cover here behind this boulder and apply some smoke to enshroud his fallen teammate and attempt a revive. All the while, XXX sneaking in from a different angle, really got to be in charge here of overwatch and cover fire. And if anything, if KG Esports or Mezexis come in, he's got to take the attention off of his teammates. And unfortunately, he is not able to do so, and Nike is quickly re-knocked after that revive, and then thirsted to follow. All the while, one of Vigilante's, Poppy Sour, going off in the distance. Now, this will be one of Vigilante's first, or this will be their second kill. Oh, they get another knock on Team Brave. That's going to leave Hacks and J4X as the final hopes here. Going to be a tough one. Oh, I take that back. Brave is still alive. He's just low on health. But one first aid, and he is able to heal up. And as I say it, Hacks is once again brought down to a knock. And luckily, from the grace of the pub Jesus, wanted Vigilantes are being third-partied, very successfully third-partied here by the Golden Eagles. Getting a knock on Illusion and Fishy, making Poppy Sour have to readdress his attention from that bully tactic on Brave to just reviving his fallen teammates, which he does so successfully. All right, but the entirety of Team Brave is here, outnumbering one of the Vigilantes 4-3. Well, we're going to go open up the other map just to be sure we don't miss anything too important here. We got a member of Mezexis underground. All the while, one of Vigilantes taking some nades thrown inbound by Brave. It is brave of them, but they do have the numbers in their equation. Zero Remorse having at it in the distance. I'm going to switch over to them on the alt camera here as they face off against numerous teams, one of which being your Executioner, another being Third Eye. One of the Vigilantes approaching the altercation here, guns a-blazing. And yes, they do finish it there. I think we're actually going to get this off of here. Oh, Brave is still very much in the My apologies. Look at that drop shot from Poppy Sour. Beautiful reaction time, and with very little health to speak of. You can't talk about being much more clutch of a save than that. All right, well, no hacks of Zero Remorse driving inbound alongside his teammate and getting positioning in the new zone. All the while, Poppy Sour desperately trying to heal. The remainder of the one of Vigilantes team, Illusion and Fishy, have been knocked, and it looks to be pretty grim. They are very likely going to be thirsted to follow suit, understandably so, and now Poppy Sour finds himself in the blue zone, sucking up blue juice, taking that damage, and finding himself in one heck of a conundrum. All right, we got Deuce's final two members, Andy's and Ricky here. 2 kills on the board so far, but you know what? We're actually going to switch over to the remainder of Destined Circle, XXX and Fryan, and here we have it. XXX with a monster nade, shooting those Eagles down from the sky with a nade. All right, Fryan still dealing with numerous teams here. KG Esports on the other side of this rock. Deuces, Ricky just below the boulder southbound. And all the while, another fight looming just behind them. And that's going to be between KG Esports and Golden Eagles. And just like that, the Eagles are having a tough go. Another Eagle shot down. But you know what? We're going to catch eyes from the last one, Quinny Poo. Quinny Poo, I believe, may have even been the last one in the previous match. We kept the team alive for a little bit, but ultimately, Fryan says, not this time, my friend. We got Mezexis being some sneaky belly bandits here. Some grass snakes. I told you. When you got this much condensed cover, you got to be alert. Not just your distant surroundings, but your immediate as well, because it is thick and abundant in snakes. All right, we're down to our final 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Destined Circle, Mezexis, and Team Aces. This is yet another top 3 finish for Destined Circle. This could be what really sets them up for victory here. This really seems to be where they're closing that gap between them and the heavy elimination hitters. And this is our final showdown here of match 3. Oh boy, and just like that, got ourselves a 1v2. Team Aces versus Mezexis, and that bush is burning, baby. If Sadra lives through this, which it looks like he's gonna... No! The caster curse! Oh my goodness. The poor fella. Oh. Alright, well, let me give you just a brief moment to clip that. Caster curse ending. That is quite brutal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, any way you look at it, that's got to be game over. But we got to give it up. A phenomenal performance on Mezexis' end, taking first place with 6 kills. But as we all know is the case here, it is time for yet another UC giveaway. Give me just a moment to make sure that the code is correct. It is not. That was the old code. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right. I was psyching myself out there with counting. All right. I hope y'all are ready for it. Here we have it. The 600UC code of the night is gonna be CGPQZEBZJJK. Go ahead and redeem that at the link attached to the top of the YouTube chat feed for the 600UC. Only one redeem available. 88 viewers. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for being here. All right. Well, there's the code. Go ahead and get you some UC. We have got to give it up to Mezexis. Phenomenal performance. 6 kills and a first place finish. And that is going to be 4 kills going to Lewis. Team Aces, 6 kills and a silver second place finish. 6 between Rin and Sadra. We got Destined Circle with another top 3 finish. And Fryan is doing some heavy backpack carrying for his team. This time, all 6 of the team's kills responsible by Fryan. We got Team Deuces securing 4th place with 6 kills. 1 at Vigilantes in 5th with 4. We got Third Eye taking, Third Eye going to be taking 6th place with 7, 4 of which came from Chief. Brave in 7th place. Goodness gracious, I don't know why. All right, yeah. 8th place is going to belong. I do it every single time now. I don't understand. Brave taking 7th place with 3 kills. 8th place is going to belong to the Golden Eagles with 7. KG Esports in 9th with 5. We got Your Executioner in 10th with 1 kill from Thoughty. Zero Remorse in 11th with 3. NHyper in 12th this time around with 4 kills, half of which go to Shifen. Excuse in 13th with 5, 4 of which go to MSK. Skills of Mine in 14th with 1 kill from Bloodprint. Puppeteer in 15th with 4. Evolution Gaming in 16th with 0. YKG in 17th with 5. Anime number 1, unfortunately competing as a 2-piece in the finals. If you read the rules, you had to have a minimum of 3 tags to be scored. So anime number 1 is essentially getting last place either way. 19th going to Execute with 2 kills, and last place After Freedom in 20th and last place with 0. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that is 3 matches down and out of the way, but we still have one more round ahead of us. That's right, one more match. We're going to take it back to where it all began to see who really wants that $400 first place prize as we come back in just a few short moments, ending the night where it all began at the very first map ever introduced to the game, Erangel. This is my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you and sponsored by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafton, and Lightspeed Studios. Stick around, we'll be back soon. Welcome back, all you cutie patooties, to our fourth and our final round of the night for my very own RedEyes $450 Dead in May Tournament Finals, brought to you and sponsored by Hunter of Gunmen, Glacier Gaming, Crafton, and Lightspeed Studios. And we are ending the night the same way we began, with the very first map ever introduced to the game, Erangel. Now, everything that we need to say about this map, we got out of the way in round one. So what we're going to be doing is focusing on the flight path, where teams are going, and what sort of action we got due ahead of us. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that my event scoring reflects the professional PMPL scoring structure that has been recently updated, meaning that eliminations place a higher emphasis than placement, and placement points are reduced from the previous scoring structure. So that heal strat ain't going to be the lifesaver that you hoped it was. But here we have it. Getting in to our fourth and our final round of the night. Let's get it. Our participants are met with a pretty reasonable flight path. And that by no means is it centralized, but it's going to leave a decent number of cities and drop spots available. Starboard, Kameshki, Yasnaya, Rosshawk, School, George Polput, North and South Severny, Pachinki, etc. And already we're seeing some early jumpers as Destined Circle jumps eastbound alongside the likes of Skills of Mind, and that could be a real problem here for one of the two. All the while, Zero Remorse jumping southbound just beneath them. You can see KG Esports and Aces heading southeast alongside each other, potentially towards the school area. Looks like Excuse is going to claim Severny all to themselves with no one to contest around for miles. We got AN1, Anime Number 1, traveling northwest alongside members of Mezexis and Execute. Now, this is Execute's second North Georgia pole drop out of the Erangels, and so that's something to keep an eye on. But another thing to notice is KG Esports and Team Aces here. Let's go tune into that to start things off. We'll get eyes from Aces first. And this is our final round, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last chance to leave your mark and make the impact you need to claim that $400 first place prize. All right, not a whole lot happening right there. Let's go check in on your Executioner then. They're awfully close to members of Deuces, but you know what? Actually, I'd withdraw that. We're going to go catch eyes on AN1, currently sandwiched in between two Tier 1 heavy hitters, Mezexis and Execute, on either side. It's a tough one for them. Now, on the alt cam, we'll just keep eyes on any potential altercation, so I will switch that over to your Executioner on the alt cam, and we'll see if anything happens with them and Team Deuces. And I guess, you know what? While we have this brief moment of downtime yet again, a couple shots fired outbound. While we do have this brief moment of downtime, we're going to go ahead and give you guys another one of those 600 UC codes. So, if you're ready, you're ready. Let's see it. Here we have it. Going once, going twice. The code is CJPQZEDZUN8. Now go click the link at the top of the chat feed and redeem that 600 UC code. Only one person will get that money out of it, so you got to be fast. All right. What is going to happen here? We got Christian of AN1 just kind of laying low and not trying to bring too much attention to himself, and understandably so if he knows that he's sandwiched. But How Tantra is got a utility keeping the pressure here on Execute, but the nades are falling considerably short of their mark. All right. The standoff begins, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? We do have action elsewhere. Got your Executioner reduced down to half of their starting team, and Hog is in a world of trouble. Huge shout out to Mr. Hunter of Gunman for being the amazing sponsor. Him and his wife are the sole sponsors of this event and keep the dream alive for me. But unfortunately for him, they were thanked by Team Deuces, who didn't seem as appreciative. But Thotty here with a 4x M4 probably needs to bow out in this situation. But we can see Puppeteer having some action off in the distance, and they're going to be up against members of Team Brave. So we'll get eyes on both of these teams here. Well, Reckless is by far the closest to the altercation. And firing away, we saw a minimal damage being dealt there to Benga. His teammates trying to pull a rotation, but being fired at by Brave in retaliation. Ooh, and Sixless off in the distance with the first takedown for the team. And it's going to be a thirst on anime number one's Christian. However, revenge has been dished out as Trick has been taken down. Casper, however, revenge is the theme of the night. Then Casper, the friendly ghost, was not so friendly. But we have to switch it over to Team 15 here, the last hope for AN1, which is June 9th. He has got a pool of Execute members here, just swarming on them like flies. And this is a tough one. All he can do in this situation pretty much is lay low. And honestly, it's just a matter of time, it almost seems. And he's fired away, taking a lot more damage than he's able to dish out, and as he tries to retreat to a position where he can get some cover, he is taken out from the rooftop across the way. Nicely done by Execute as they acquire their first 3 kills. Now your Executioner, in the most humble of transitions, has just been executed. We got members of Mezexis somewhat surrounding the wanted vigilantes, somewhat, but realistically, the more looming threat is coming from behind, from the north, from members of Excuse. We see Asri here catching wind of it. Away at Rosh. And all the while, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple other fights happening on the board here. We got members of Aces facing off against Puppeteer potentially. Lots of shots being put outward, and it looks like even like NHyper could be a nearby threat as well. Puppeteer Rise getting a takedown on Sheafin of NHyper. So yeah, you know what? We're going to go switch over to that right here and now. With Bond down, it's going to all be riding on FS and Foy using that high ground, able to finish the job there, acquiring the first finish. But with Bond down, it is a conundrum. And yes, here comes the looming, swarming threat of Puppeteer. And I think NHyper doing the right move here, weighing their options and having to abandon their fallen teammate in hopes of advancing here and getting some more placement. All right, well, Brave, are they going to live up to their name? Because right behind them, they got Team Deuces. And look, all the while, we're seeing some more action being put out in the distance. So, from this angle, I think I'm going to switch over. Yeah, we'll go to check out Excuse versus Mezexis off in the distance here. Okay, they're just trying to reunite and maybe pull some rotation here. Catching eyes on YKG, potentially. 24K getting uncomfortably close to the opposition in NHyper and quickly readjusting accordingly. Puppeteer in this standoff with Team Aces continuing. Well, looks like KG Esports have a little threat nearby in the shape of Zero Remorse. And yeah, we got some shots. It's going to be Neo getting a nice distance knock right there and then. Will they capitalize on it? It looks like they plan on it. Yep, they're pushing, and they're pushing heavy. Let's switch over to that on our main. All right, nades being thrown outwards. 50-11 bot. Neo's nade hits perfectly. Calicar coming in as well. Nade on the staircase. Neo, desperately in need of some health, is able to utilize it right then. Calicar pulling a risky revive, and honestly, if 5911 bot is able to be revived, it might be a mistake there on Zero Remorse's end. However, just like that, 5911 bot is out. Dark is hacking, taking a lot of damage. Menace, Jade, Sun, and Caleb having to provide Overwatch and cover fire while he heals. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just now tuning in, this is our fourth and our final round of the night. Oops, sorry, not game over. Round 4. Oh. And looks like that out of the frying pan into the fire for Zero Remorse as Destined Circle, like sharks in the water, hearing the bullets and smelling the blood coming in for a third party from hell here potentially, but they are a bit hesitant to get that close and then hesitate on the building push. I would have to boil this down to them misinterpreting where Zero Remorse is, because realistically, when they had that member of ZR knocked, that would have probably been the ideal time, and this hesitation has kind of brought them right on back to a 4v4. All the advantage has been thrown out the window. So, what else on the board? Currently, as it stands, we have a little bit of a spread. So, for the final time tonight, I'm going to go over the format. We had 20 teams competing in the qualifiers. Of those 20 teams, we had 4 teams advance each qualifier. So that's 12 qualified teams invited to join the invited 6 to 8 tier 1 professional teams. Of all the times to mess that up, the last time? All right, well, anyways, where they all duke it out here and now for that $450 prize pool, $400 first place, and $50 top frag reward. Well, Execute having at it in the distance. Yes, it's a tough go right now. Casper retaliating onto the wanted vigilantes, getting a retaliatory takedown. Now, Anders taking a load of damage from Trick. And it looks like thirsts in the mind for Casper. Well, Trick, 3x M4 in hand, awaiting Fishy swimming up to him. And here we go. A nade to add insult to injury. He's feeling confident. And nice. Oh, man. Making it rain hellfire. All to literally boom goes the dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to bring Execute up to a full 4 kills. Now, it's not without a price. They did lose Sixless in the process, but 1 player for 4 kills, I think by the standard measurements, that's a good trade. However, Fate eliminated as well, reducing Execute down to half of their starting lineup, now reliant on Trick and Casper entirely. However, they did a decent bit of damage here to the Wanted Vigilantes. Wanted Vigilantes also a 2-piece, so Execute in a 2v2 standoff, a fair fight. And just like that, Trick shot down to just above half health by Anders, who's around a similar health level, especially now. All right, off in the distance, I'm seeing members of Puppeteer getting a little bit closer to Team Aces. So I'm going to pull that up on the alt view, and we're going to see if we're going to miss anything or not. Doesn't look to be the case just yet. Skills of Mine and Golden Eagles could be having at it soon, too. Now, this is interesting. Wanted Vigilantes, even as a 2-piece, splitting up and kind of dividing up their resources here, getting multiple angles on Execute, and now Execute has a little bit of the same idea, but their spread is a little bit more realistic, in my opinion, meaning that they're not too close that they're all going to be taken out in the same spray, but Casper's reasonably close enough to where if he's able to retaliate in efficient timing, he might be able to revive Trick if something were to happen. But Trick is right up in the mix. Let's catch eyes. And here we go. That nade catches him in the face, leaving the friendly ghost here as the fourth and final hope here for Execute. Firing away at Poppy Sour. 4x Scar L, dealing out realistically minimal damage. And as I say it, more bullets hit, taking him down to below half. But he is finished right then and there by a 2v1. Anders and Poppy Sour. Even though Poppy Sours was taken down a millisecond later, retaliation served at the hands of Anders, and one of Vigilante is going to carry on with 5 kills. All right, no time to waste as the full 4-piece of Mezexis faces a full 4-piece of Team Aces. Let's get it. All the while, Zero Remorse off in the distance, getting some kills of their own. Who are they facing off with? Well, it was a distance takedown on a member of Puppeteer, I believe. And it looks like YKG having at it with members of Destined Circle. We'll switch over just to get a brief glance. Currently, YKG resting on 6 kills between 24K and 9-9. Got 24K relatively close to the remainder of Destined Circle. Just a few hills apart, but it's here that they're going to part ways. And from here on out, ladies and gentlemen, it's all out bloodbath warfare. This is the remainder of the playing field. We got 12 teams spread across 39 people. YKG clearly swarming on the knocked member of Destined Circle, but all the while, Chico of YKG not going to be wasting time, going with blood on the mind. Let's catch eyes. Oh, I thought he was going to face off with Third Eye, but it looks like he's going to reorient his direction and reunite with his teammates. And understandably so, they are a full 4-piece. Interestingly enough to note, we got an opportunity for Golden Eagles here to pull a double gatekeep. One being on the northbound threat of Excuse, and another being on the northeastbound Skills of Mind. Whether or not they are aware of this opportunity, I think they are, just given the fact that we can look here and see Zuko and Draco already in position, actually a third member in position as well, with only Quinny Poo hanging back. And I think that's advantageous for numerous reasons. That 3-1 split is pretty good at this stage of the game, especially considering, you know, if the 3-piece of Golden Eagles is all eliminated, they still have one last trick in the back of their pocket. All right. Well, looks like we have more action off in the distance. It's going to be between members of Excuse. Oh, actually, hold up. We're going up. We're going up. Mezexis swarming on to Excuse. Pardon me, swarming onto Golden Eagles, and the Eagles have been shot down from that nest. And just like that, no time to waste. It doesn't look like any free time for Excuse, because now they have to worry about a full piece of Mezexis, but also Zero Remorse. But for the time being, Excuse and Zero Remorse pat each other on the shoulder and do some unintentional teamwork as they gang up on that Tier 1 professional team of Skills of Mind. Skills of Mind at this point down to Trixie Boy and Wasted. Chill has been chilled out for the rest of the evening. Trixie Boy looking like he's soon to follow. Shot through the smoke. It's a spray and pray tactic that worked beautifully, leaving Wasted once again as the fourth and final hope for Skills of Mind. And boy, as I said, the Eagles have been shot down from the nest. One Eagle has not forgotten, and Zuko gets revenge. Now, we still have a lot of action on our hands. Zero Remorse up against a 3-piece of Excuse. All right. Well, this is interesting. Rosh firing away at the distant threat of Mezexis, reorienting his attention to Golden Eagles, but not giving a single heed towards the more present threat of Zero Remorse. Oh, sorry about that, ladies. Tangents. That is my bad. All right, well, where's the next bit of blood going to come from? We're already down to 11 teams spread across 28 people, and looks like off in the distance, Brave being reduced to a 2-piece, and in a, as I say that, we see our boy Hacks in a 1v2 potential. Nope, it's a 2v2, all right. Approaching through the smoke at the looming threat of one of Vigilantes. One of Vigilantes pulling a vehicle rotation and reuniting with one another and falling back from that looming threat of Team Brave. All the while, YKG just being YKG off in the distance. They got 13 kills between 3 players. These guys are dominating round 4. All right. Well, the closest thing to altercations that we currently have is Excuse, Aces, and Zero Remorse in a little love triangle fight. But whether or not that's going to amount to anything is yet to be seen. It does seem to be a bit of a slow play, but as I say it, Jadesun is eliminated quickly. I shouldn't say eliminated. He's not. Leaving it down to Dark hacking, Menace and Caleb hacking with some preemptive Honey Badger shots. All the while, Caleb adding into the damage, gonna hold the enemy at bay with a Molotov. The flames of hell to hold him off from the stairs. It's not gonna be enough. Jadesun taken down. Menace taken down. In just a few brief seconds, Caleb has been reduced down to the final hope now for Zero Remorse, as Zero Remorse is shown to them. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is that. It's all-out bloodbath warfare from this stage on. No time for peace. We got Puppeteer trying to hold position, but Rise, or Smock actually, heading northbound, facing off against Rin of Team Aces, but taking third-party damage from the side. Rin utilizing those false sense of comfort in that 4 walls of a shack, and ultimately still the reaction time to get Smock when he heard him initiate that heal. Beautifully done. Reckless, the final hope for Puppeteer, trying to secure a revive, enshrouding his teammate in a cloud of smoke and desperately trying to go for it. Will he be able to? Going to exemplify the critical importance of utilities come in game. We've got 999 with some utilities of his own, trying to make it rain hellfire. Will it connect? It does not look to. Baby Tang taking no damage or minimal damage. However, the second nade gonna reduce him down to half health. However, he does have some first aids in his favor, but with YKG and Team Brave here in the party, and Golden Eagles having that low ground disadvantage, I don't know. It's looking a little risky. Oh boy, nades falling dangerously close to Baby Tang. 7 teams remaining, spread across 7 people. This is the final calm before the storm. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where it all goes down. Boy, Banga of Team Brave, the final hope for Team Brave, just trying to live up to his team's name here. Trying not to show any fear, but boy, it's going to be tough as a solo when you are sandwiched in between 2 Golden Eagles and 3 members of YKG. However, it looks like there's other action happening on the board. Yep, just like that. As I try to switch it to them, the puppet strings have been cut. There are no strings on them. There are no players on their team. They is dead. And back to lobby. Boom. All right. Well, speaking of Team Brave, Banga in a world of hurt. As YKG swarming in, he does get the knock on one of the Golden Eagles, Zuko, but here it is, that third party from hell, and 777 doesn't even leave the vehicle to get it. Ah, he must have. He might have shot from the passenger seat. All right, well, 24K. High ground, might even get the kill steal on Zuko. And here it comes, Baby Tang making his final stand, and now the Eagles have landed in the lobby. All right, well, guys, we are down to 3 teams just like that. We got ourselves a 3v3, a fair fight between YKG, Mezexis, and Excuse. Let's get it on. A fair fight for the ending of the night. Rosh getting 777, a 24K with a beautiful retaliatory knock there. All right, now we got Excuse Matt coming in, but he's got a low ground disadvantage here against YKG's 24K. Now, 24K trying to provide overwatch and cover fire while 999 revived 777. That was a real opportunity for Rosh of Excuse to get a nade thrown uphill and maybe try to get 2 birds, 1 stone. But it's easy to say with the hindsight of the commentator being 2020. They don't know the info that we do. 999 relocating probably to acquire some last-minute resources, get some ammo and maybe some last-minute utilities, while getting a high ground advantage and a separate angle on the enemy below in Mezexis and Excuse. All right, here we go. The final showdown, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a God's eye view here at what's happening on the playing field. 24K and 99 spread out pretty considerably. Where is their buddy? Okay, 777 spread out as well. I really like this. And I also think that Excuse is implementing a similar strat with a 2-1 split in their favor. Not putting all the eggs in one basket, but giving Kai and Matt an opportunity to take the pressure off of Rosh, or even vice versa, and getting maybe a second surprise angle on the uphill advantage holders of YKG. Boy. This is it, Matt, with a risky go out into the open, but then quickly realizing his error as he took a few bullets of damage and quickly adjusted, going prone and taking himself right out of the line of sight of Mezexis. Not so much out of YKG's line, but oh my goodness, guys, a 3v3v2. YKG, Excuse, and Mezexis. And just like that, Z Latin is taken down, leaving Lewis as the final hope for Mezexis, trying to nudge his way over to his teammate. And the only way this is going to work is if Excuse unintentionally takes the pressure off, and they are doing that right now. 24K shot down. 777 is down. 999 is the final hope now for YKG. And he's got the uphill advantage, but making the risky rotation to try to revive his teammates. And no, it is for naught. And the low ground disadvantage holders taking out YKG. Now we have Luis in a 1v3 scenario. All the odds stacked against him. He's outnumbered, outmanned, and outgunned. But with a member of Excuse Rush, member of Excuse taken down, he knows that time is of the essence. He's gonna have to make something happen before they get that revive off. But Matt says no, sir. And boom goes the dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, any way you look at it, that's going to be a wrap as Excuse takes the dub for the 4th and final round. Talk about one heck of a performance. Very impressive stuff all around. And what a finish to the event. Excuse taking first place with 11 kills. Goodness gracious. Well, I think you all know what that means. Let me just make sure everything is set and ready and in order. It is. So, while I have my attention on it, we're going to go ahead and do this. The 9th UC code, the 9th 600 UC code of the night is CJPQZEEZX8J. And that is redeemable at the link at the very top of the chat feed. Go ahead and redeem that for 600 UC. Only one redeem per code. All right. Well, with that in mind, let me go ahead while I'm thinking about it. Okay. So, we got second place going to Mezexis, and that is going to be with 3 kills. YKG grabbing third place, but doing so with 19 kills between 3 of their players. What in the heck? I mean, I don't care if you finish first or not. If you're able to get 19 kills between 3 of your players, you've sent your message to the entire playing field saying, yeah, we're YKG. You know our name and you know what to expect. We got Team Aces grabbing 4th place this time around with 2 kills from Ren. The Golden Eagles landing in 5th this time around with 2 kills, both of which coming from Zuko. We got the boys in Team Brave coming in 6th with 2 kills from Banga. The Puppeteers hanging in 7th with 4, half of which came from Rise. We got, oh no, let's see, Team 8th place going to One of Vigilantes with 5 kills. Poppy Sauer responsible for 3, Anders for 2. Destined Circle with a 9th place finish, unfortunately for them this time around, probably undoing a lot of the progress that they made earlier. 9th place, 0 kills. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. We got Zero Remorse in 10th this time with 4 kills. 2 to Jade Sun and 2 to Menace. We got Third Eye coming in 11th with 1 kill from Chief. Skills of Mine securing 12th but with 0 kills to speak of. Execute dealing the executing blow in 13th with 5 kills. Okay, 4 between Trick and Casper, 1 to 6less. We got KG Esports as a 3-piece coming in 14th place, and that's going to be with no kills to speak of. 15th going to Deuces, and that's going to be with 7 kills between 3 players. The heavy hitters of NHyper having a rough go in this last match, getting 16th with 1 kill from FSS. We got Your Executioner in 17th with 0, and keeping up that trend, Anime number 1 in 18th and last place with 0. Well, anyway, you look at it. Anyway, the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. It has been, honestly, one of the more entertaining finals that we've had this year. I mean, honestly, just an absolute blast to cast. I mean, bloodbath warfare left and right. And honestly, guys, probably one of the better viewer counts that we've had on YouTube since I moved the platform over. So thank you guys so much for coming and tuning in and being a part of the action. Keep in mind, this is the 2nd longest non-affiliated PUBG Mobile tournament in North America. It is one of only 2 opportunities to compete on a recurrent monthly basis against the Tier 1 professional teams. The only other opportunity is going to be Aftershock Media Group's Titan series, in which they give away I believe $2,000 each month, which is each season, I should say. And so if you guys are not a part of that, by all means, go follow at AMG. It's Titan Series GG on Instagram, Twitter, and youtube.com/@TitanSeriesGG. Now, if you were interested in registering for my event, as I said, the 29th season, 29th month of it, it's all coming back for Dead in June next month, and you can register at discord.gg/RedEyes. Now, if you're interested, I do stream on 5 separate platforms, and here's the links as they all are. If you guys wouldn't mind, it would just mean the absolute world to me if you guys could show the support and follow me on my streaming platforms. It's a very, very, very slow grind, but especially on the YouTube. I'm desperately trying to be able to monetize there, and I'm so close. I'm right at the cusp. So if you could, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And feel free to register for future Dead in Month events when registration opens at discord.gg/redeyes. With that being said, guys, I don't want to waste anyone's time. Thank you so much to my amazing staff for reminding me there that last second. Just literally saving my butt. But with that being said, it's time for the final UC code, ladies and gentlemen. The 10th and final 600 UC code is CJPQZEFZ5ES. And you can redeem that at the link pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. And that is where you are going to be able to get that 600 UC. Keep in mind, only one person is going to actually be able to get UC out of it. It's only redeemable once. But we'll be coming back at you next month for another round of it. Another $450 to be claimed. who's going to want it most. You got to get ready to get sweaty. Register in the server, discord.gg/redeyes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, it's been an absolute honor and pleasure getting to cast this for you guys. Thank you to my amazing, amazing staff, Christy, Tiny, and Asia, for keeping this going and running everything behind the scenes and making it look like I'm doing a lot more than I am. I really am just kind of the poster boy for it. They are really the gears that keep this machine moving. So huge shout out to them. Anyways, guys, that's all for tonight. I hope you all have a great night. Have fun, be safe, and be kind to one another. GG's.